Hey guys, Happy New Year. This video is for the 2nd through 4th grade team for January week 1. Sorry, I'm making this in the car. I need to turn on this music a little bit. So we are back all the month of December. We heard about Jesus being born. So now we are jumping into the New Testament this month. Our life app for the whole month is knowledge, learning something new so you can be better at whatever you do. And our memory verse for the month is Proverbs 2:6. The Lord gives wisdom, knowledge and understanding come from his mouth. So just learning that really the best knowledge, which is wisdom, comes from the Bible and comes from following Jesus and God. That's kind of what our theme is going to be for the month. So on week 1, our Bible story is about the boy Jesus. So when Jesus was young at the temple, from Luke chapter 2. And our bottom line for this week is knowing God is the most important thing. So there's lots of really important things, but knowing God is the most important thing. And that's what Jesus pretty much told his parents when he was a young boy. So jumping into our leader guide, we would love for you to join us in the garage room at 8:20 and 10:20, kick off the new year, praying for one another and just praying for our ministry. Then just make sure you're in your small groups at 8:30 and 10:30. When kids start to roll in, make it personal. Make sure that you welcome them. Make sure you know everyone's name. Ask them about their Christmas and New Year's. Remember, we didn't have church last week, so it's been a couple weeks. And definitely just help first-time guests to feel welcome. And then what you are going to do is you have these packets. Oh, I think I have it in here. Let me show you. It's a little maze packet. So the beginning of every week this month, kids are going to have like kind of brain teasers since our theme is about knowledge. So this week is mazes. So there's 4 different mazes that are in a packet. And while kids are working on their mazes, just encourage them to share about their holidays and what they've been doing. So here's what the maze packet looks like. There's that maze and that maze and that maze. Ooh, that's a crazy one. And this maze. So lots of fun little challenging mazes for them. Then when service starts at 9 and 11, you're going to have some colored spinners on your carts. And you're going to assign each kid one of the following 4 colors. So red, green, yellow, blue. You'll just go around your circle, red, green, yellow, blue, red, green, yellow, blue. They just have to remember their color. And then you're going to pick one kid to be it. And then you're going to call out one of the 4 colors. It says roll the dice. We didn't get die. We got a spinner. So you'll spin the spinner. And if it lands on red, then every kid who is red has to get up and find a new seat around the circle. So it might be fun to play this with like all of the boys in the room or all of the girls in the room, depending on how many kids there are. You have to just go. And then the kid who's it that's in the middle is going to try to steal a seat while this happens. And the kid who doesn't find a seat will be it for the following round. So there's going to be, it's kind of like musical chairs in a sense, only they're sitting in a circle. After a few rounds, you're going to reassign colors and just kind of keep going as time allows. So if you land on orange on the spinner, no one has to move. And if you land on purple, everyone has to get up and find a new seat. So then you'll just close that activity down by saying, so believe it or not, there was a time when you didn't know color names and someone had to teach you to recognize red, green, yellow, or blue. Well, in order to play this game, knowing your color was the most important thing. Well, in large group today, we're going to discover the most important thing to know in life. So let's go. So then you'll head down to the large group room. We do have a live storyteller and host this weekend. I'm the storyteller, so I apologize in advance. Hopefully it's going to be really fun, though. It'll be good. Then when you get back from large group, hearing about Jesus being at the temple and learning that knowing God is the most important thing, you're going to do an activity called Show What You Know. So you're going to give every kid 4 index cards, and they're going to label their cards A, B, C, and D. And the purpose of these cards is that kids are going to select an answer for themselves before they show. So kids will have their 4 index cards in their hands. You're going to ask them a question, multiple choice. They're going to put the card on top that they think is best, and then they'll show their answer when everyone's ready so that they're not just copying off the other kids. So as your kids are working, you're going to use the tape to put 4 boxes on the floor. You're not really going to do that. It's going to be like just 4 corners in the room. So you're going to label each box A, B, C, D. We're going to label the 4 corners of the room A, B, C, D. You'll gather kids into the center and you're going to read a review question and multiple choice answers. There's an activity page in your cart that goes with that. And then you're going to give the kids a minute to pick their answer. So that's where they're going to put the note card on top that they think represents their answer. And then they're going to tell kids to hold up their note card, either A, B, C, D, and then move to the corner of the room with the right answer. Girls, if you don't want to move, it's not as super important for you. This is really just to get kids up and moving. Boys need that movement. It kind of breaks it up a little bit. Totally up to you if you want the kids to get up and move to the corners of the room or not. So then you'll tell the kids the right answer and have them return to the group once they've moved to their corner. So then you'll just repeat all the questions until they've been answered. And you'll close it down by saying, so isn't it cool to read about Jesus as a 12-year-old boy? And of all the places for Mary and Joseph to find him, it makes sense that he would be in the temple talking about God, because God is the most important thing. So tell me about something that you're learning in school right now. So let kids tell you about something that they've been learning about, and say, you're going to learn so many important things as you grow in knowledge. After all, that's what school is all about at your age. And the awesome thing about God is that there is always something new to learn. Sorry, this is probably making you barf if you're watching because it's so jumpy. There's always something new to learn about him. And I'm still learning new things about God as a grown-up all the time. So of all the things you'll learn, knowing God is the most important thing. So then for the memory verse review, you are going to play hopscotch. So you've got 12 pages that have the memory verse on it. So you're going to line them up on the floor like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like a hopscotch board on your floor. First, you're going to help kids look up the new memory verse, which is Proverbs 2:6. So help them find it in the Bible so that they can actually see where it comes from in the Bible. Then read the verse together a few times. Talk about how God is the giver of all knowledge and wisdom. Unlike Siri or Alexa, there isn't anything that God doesn't know or can't find. So then you'll put the memory verse pages on the floor in hopscotch order. And you'll line kids up at the start of the hopscotch board and select one kiddo to stand to the side and kind of manage the hopscotch board, or ask if anyone wants to be the board manager. And then you're going to have the first kid toss the beanbag onto a word of the verse. And then the volunteer that's managing the board will pick up the beanbag and turn the page that they threw it to face down. And then the child who threw the beanbag will hop along the hopscotch board as everyone says the verse together, including the part with the missing word. So then you're going to then the next kid will go. They'll throw the beanbag to a different word that's still face up. The helper will turn that word face down. That kid will go through the hopscotch board. Everyone will say the verse with them, continuing to say the words that are turned face down. So at the end of the game, you'll be doing a whole hopscotch board with all the words face down, hopefully. Hopefully the kids will remember it. And then you'll just close it down by saying, so guys, that was really fun. And as this verse tells us, all knowledge comes from God. There isn't anything he doesn't know or any question he can't answer. And learning is fun and exciting for sure. So what is something fun that you're working on learning? Maybe it's a sports skill, or a dance skill, or a gymnastic skill, or an instrument, or something with art, or a video game that they're learning how to play. And then just say, so I love that you are all so curious about so many different things. And of all the things we can learn about and all the knowledge that we could gather, there is one thing that is more important than the rest. Knowing God is the most important thing. And that's why we gather as a small group every week, so we can learn more and more about God and how to follow him. Then you've got some optional small group discussion questions. Why is it important for you to know God? What are some ways that you've learned about God? What are some things you do now or that you will start doing to know God's word better? Does anyone read a devotional maybe at night before they go to bed? And allow kids to share that if they do. Then to close down in prayer, you don't need anything. Just have kids brainstorm ways that they could learn more about God. So maybe reading the Bible, praying, coming to church, asking questions, talking to their parents or friends or family members, and then encourage them to choose one thing that they want to start doing regularly as a way to get to know God better. If they don't have a Bible at home, we have a ton of old NIV Bibles. They are not NIRV, which that's what our memory verse comes out of. We have a bunch of NIV Bibles. If any of your kids don't have one, we also have a ton of great kids Bibles and adult Bibles in the bookstore. So if kids feel comfortable, let them share what they're going to do this new year to get to know God more, and then just lead them in prayer. So just pray below, and when adults arrive, encourage the kids to share with their parents one way that they're going to get to know God better this year. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and New Year's. Super excited to kick off 2020 with everybody. Thank you guys so much for serving, and I'll see you tomorrow.